So, welcome back. In this session, we are going to see about age estimation by dental examination, which is one of the long cases in forensic medicine practicals. What is forensic odontology or forensic dentistry? This is a subject which deals with the application of knowledge of dentistry for the purposes of law and administration of justice. This is what forensic odontology or dentistry means. Whenever the age of the living person is determined, the medical officer do three types of examinations to arrive at the final age. One is by studying the general physical development, general physical examination including studying development of various anti-sexual characters. Then by doing radiological examination in which the ossification activity, appearance and fusion of various ossification centers with respect to long bones are studied. That is another long case for you, we will see later. Then by doing dental examination. This is what we are going to see today, how to estimate age by dental examination. So, after doing all these three methods, the medical officer finally arrive at the age which is the narrowest range possible. Okay, it has to be given only in ranges whenever the age is given. Let us begin with the structure of tooth. So, tooth is mainly composed of the substance called dentin. Inside the dentin, there is a pulp chamber. Simply called tooth pulp, which contains the blood vessels which provide nutrition to the tooth as well as the nerves. This is the crown part, which is lying generally over the gums. Then the small part covered by the gums is the neck, whereas that one embedded in the jaw is the root portion. So, crown, neck, root. The crown is covered by the hardest substance in our body called enamel. The root is covered by the another substance called cementum layer. Which is further surrounded by periodontal membrane or periodontal tissue. Periodontal ligament or membrane. This periodontal membrane provides the attachment of the root to the alveolar socket. So, this is the basic structure of tooth. Now, let me discuss about the type of dentition. Generally, in a lifetime, person will have two sets of dentition. One is temporary set called a temporary tooth, otherwise called a deciduous or a milk or a primary dentition. The formula to remember is the 212. 212. That is, we have divided the oral cavity into 4 quadrants. Upper jaw, right half, left half. Similarly, lower jaw, right half, left half, like that. So in each quadrant, the formula is 212. These two represents the center incisor, then these two represents lateral incisor. This one represents canine tooth. These two are molars. First molar, second molar. Remember, there are no premolars in the temporary set. Starting from 6th month onwards till some 6 years, temporary teeth will be there in the child. Then comes another set of dentition called permanent dentition. Permanent teeth. The formula is 2, 1, 2, 3. Okay. These two are again incisors. These two again canine. These two are premolars. Remember, it is the premolar, not molar. These three are molars. First molar, second molar, third molar. So totally how many teeth are there in the temporary teeth? That is a 212. If you add, it will come 5 in each quadrant. So 4 into 5 quadrants. Okay, this 5 into 4 equal to 20. 20 temporary teeth are there. T20 we can remember. Whereas coming to permanent teeth, 2, 1, 2, 3. If you add 8. 8 into 4 quadrants equal to 32. So permanent teeth are 32 in number. This center incisor will erupt replacing the corresponding temporary center incisor. Similarly, this permanent lateral incisor replaced by that temporary lateral incisor. Again, permanent canine replace the temporary canine. Whereas permanent first premolar replace the temporary molar, first molar. Similarly, permanent second premolar replace the temporary second molar. This we have to remember. Since these permanent teeth, the molars, incisors and premolars, they erupt by replacing the corresponding deciduous or temporary teeth. They are called successional teeth. Since the temporary teeth are being succeeded by the permanent teeth, these permanent teeth, except these molars, they are called successional permanent teeth, are sometimes called succedaneous permanent teeth. So what are successional? Those teeth which erupt by replacing their corresponding deciduous predecessors. That is, all the teeth except the permanent molars, they are called successional permanent teeth. They are 20 in number, similar to temporary dentition. Now, these molars, since they erupt extra addition without replacing any temporary teeth, they are called super added permanent teeth. Super added permanent teeth. That is, all the 12 molars in total, they are super added permanent teeth. You should not get confused with supernumerary teeth. Supernumerary teeth means that is additional teeth than the usual number. Instead of 32 permanent teeth, 35 permanent teeth or 33 permanent teeth may be there. They are called the supernumerary teeth. Now, we have to know these things. Okay, what are incisors, molars, and all. You know, these incisors, they are useful for cutting, whereas this canine useful for tearing the food, whereas premolars, their use is for cracking, whereas molars are useful for grinding, cutting, tearing, cracking, grinding. Coming to structure of the tooth also, these incisors have single root, whereas canine also have single root, whereas the premolars generally have one or two roots, especially the maxillary first premolar. Maxillary first premolar will have two roots, whereas the remaining premolars have only one root. Whereas these molars, upper molars have three roots, lower molars have two roots. Maxillary molars have three roots, mandibular molars have two roots. This also we should know. These premolars are otherwise called bicuspid, since they have two cusps on the occlusional surface, whereas number of cusps in the molars are ranging from 3 to 5 cusps. These are certain basic facts you must know. Now, let us see when these temporary tooth erupt, age of eruption of these temporary tooth. For that, I will draw a quadrant like this: center incisor, lateral incisor, canine, first molar, second molar. Central, lateral incisors, canine, first molar, second molar. The temporary set first tooth erupting is the center incisor, that too in the lower jaw first. Lower center incisors on either side will erupt between 6 and 8 months, followed by upper center incisor 1 month later, 7 to 9 months. Then comes the lateral incisor. As far as this lateral incisor is concerned, this upper lateral incisor will erupt the same age like upper center incisor, 7 to 9 months. So by 9 months, child will be having both the lower center incisors, whereas 4 upper upper center incisors also. Lower center incisor, upper center incisor, upper lateral incisors. Okay. So in the upper jaw, both the central and lateral incisors will be there. Now, lastly, the lower lateral incisors erupt, that is between 10 to 12 months. So from 6 months to 12 months, all the incisors, both the central and lateral incisor, totally there will be 8 incisors will be completed by 1 year. Skip the canine, come to first molar. First molar erupt after these incisors, that occurs between 12 to 14 months. Then comes after molar, first molar we have to go to canine, that occurs between 11 to 12 months. 17 to 18 months. 17 to 18 months. Generally that canine erupts at the that R number, begins at the R number, 17 to both in temporary as well as permanent state, 17 to 18 months. Whereas this second molar is the last one after canine, we have to come to second molar, that is very irregular, 20 to 30 months, very wide range here. So if you take the average for this canine, 1.5 years, keeping 18 months, 1.5 years. This as 24 months as a mean, 2 years. This first molar, 1 year, keeping 12 months as average. So, 6-month formula we can apply. Starting from 6 month lower central incisor, then by 12th month first molar, then 18-month canine tooth, then by 24 months or 2 years it is the second molar. This is sometimes called rule of 6. Rule of 9 we have seen in the birds pertaining to calculation of this percentage. Then rule of 12 applies for rigor mortis, as well as this also sometimes examiner mask which is not so popular. That is a rule of 6. That is a 6 months formula for remembering this. For remembering this age eruption, that age of eruption, we can apply the mnemonic, that is South Indian Italy's mother can make. That is S for that is south, the south represents the lower jaw, the incisors first erupt, especially the central incisors. Okay, the first starts in the lower jaw. So south represents that. This one central incisors. This eye represents lateral incisor. The sequence. Then this first molar. Then canine. C for canine. Then last M represents second molar. Okay. Central incisor, lateral incisor, first molar, canine, second molar. To remember the sequence, we can apply this. Generally, while I am talking these ranges, what does it mean? For example, first temporary molar erupts between 12 and 14 months means in child A, it may erupt as early as 12 months, whereas in child B, it may occur by 13 months, whereas in child C, it can erupt by 14 months, it may be delayed. All are normal, it is normal. So, the first temporary molar has erupted, that means we have to keep the lower limit as the age. Age is more than 12 months. Because it may erupt normally as early as 12 months. So it is safer to keep 12 months. If you keep like that, then 13 months, 14 months also will come in that range. Suppose it has not erupted in any of the quadrants, then we have to keep as age is less than 14 months. Less than 14. Why? It is normal to erupt by up to 14 months. So it is always safe to say instead of less than 12 months, less than 14 months, because even 13, 12 also will come in that range. This basic principle we have to keep in mind. Even if it is erupted in one quadrant, more than 12 months, not erupted in any of the quadrants, less than 14 months. Suppose some quadrant erupted, some quadrant not erupted. Erupted in the lower jaw, upper jaw not yet erupted. Then age can be kept between 12 to 14 months. I hope that is above 12 months, less than 14 months, if erupted in 1 or 2 or 3 quadrants, but not in all quadrants. In that situation, 12 to more than 12 months, less than 14 months, we can keep as the age. We should know this basic principle. This applies not only for arriving at the age based on these ranges in dentition, even for radiological examination, that is another wrong case for age estimation. Here also, appearance and fusion of ossification centers are given in ranges. Same principle you can apply there also. Now, moving on to the age of eruption of permanent teeth. Next set, permanent teeth. Again, let me draw a quadrant, one quadrant. Center incisor, lateral incisor, canine, first premolar, second premolar, first molar, second molar, third molar, like this. Here, the first permanent tooth to erupt is the first molar that erupts between 6 and 7 years. Till 6 years, child will be having only 20 temporary teeth. Then, after this, by 6 years, by 6 years onwards, after this uh, temporary second molar, permanent first molar erupt extra. Okay, that is why they are called super added teeth. By 6 years to 7 years, the child will be having, suppose all the first molars are erupted, means all quadrants are erupted. Then the child will be having 20 plus 4 first molar, totally 24 teeth by 6 to 7 years of age. After first molar, permanent center incisors are erupt. Here we need not divide into lower upper jaw. Simply in all quadrants we can keep. Generally, tooth eruption occurs little earlier in the lower jaw, then only in the upper jaw, except that temporary lateral incisors, which erupt first in the upper jaw and then only in the lower jaw. Now, when these central incisors eruption occur, 6 to 8 years, then comes the lateral incisor, 7 to 9 years. Skip the canine like temporary canine. Come to these premolars. Both the premolars, after this only we have to come to canine. So 6 to 7, 6 to 8, 7 to 9, 9 to 11 years. Then 10 to 12 years is the second premolar. After this, we have to come to canine. There, after first molar, we have to come to canine. Here, after finishing both the premolars, come to canine tooth. That occurs 11 to 12 years. 11 to 12 years. 11 to 12. Again, as you are seeing here, it starts from odd number. There it is 17 months. Here it is 11 years. Just to remember only. Then, from canine, we have to come to second molar, 12 to 14 years. Then, from second molar, we have to come to third molar. That is again very wide range, irregular, 17 to 25 years. Like a temporary second molar, here third molar is very wide. So this is how the age eruption occurs here, starting from first molar. Remember, first molar is the first permanent tooth to erupt. Then this central incisor replaces the temporary central incisor. This permanent lateral incisor replaces that one. Then first premolar, temporary molar. Second premolar, temporary second molar. Then canine. Permanent canine replaces the temporary canine. So from the day of eruption of this permanent first molar, which occurs as early as 6 years, till the eruption of permanent canine, which occurs between 11 to 12 years, that is the last temporary tooth to fall and replaced by the permanent tooth is the canine, as we are seeing that sequence. Okay, this is the last one. So when the permanent canine erupted in any of the quadrants, that is which happens between 11 and 12 years, when all the permanent canine replace the temporary canine, that occurs between 11 and 12 years, child will be having both the temporary and permanent teeth. Okay, till last temporary canine fall off, replaced by the permanent canine, child will be having both the temporary and permanent teeth will be there. Suppose all the permanent canine have erupted in all quadrants, that means the child will be having only permanent teeth. Before eruption of first molar, child will be having only temporary teeth. So that period after this eruption of permanent first molar till the eruption of all permanent canine, child will be having both permanent and temporary dentition. That period is called a period of mixed dentition. Period of mixed dentition. The examiner may ask you what is period of, which is very important. Then what is that age? From 6 years up to 11 years. Because by 12 years all the permanent canine should have been erupted. So it is better to keep as the 11 to 6 to 11 years as the age of period of mixed dentition. Some books have given it as 6 to 12 years. So generally we can keep better as 6 to 11 years as the period of mixed dentition. 6 to 12 years also you can write, nothing wrong in that. So hope you have understood this period of mixed dentition. This third molar is otherwise called wisdom tooth. Why it is called so is as it erupts between 17 and 25 years, which is presumed to be the wisdom or knowledge acquiring period of an individual during college years and all. Since it erupts at that period, it is called a wisdom tooth. Coming to age estimation, suppose for example similar principle only, suppose second molar erupted more than 12 years, not erupted in any of the quadrants less than 14 years. Some quadrants erupted, some quadrants not yet erupted, age is more than 12 years, less than 14 years. Now coming to third molar eruption, since it is very wide and we have to exercise caution in estimating age pertaining to presence or absence of third molars in the oral cavity. Suppose if the third molars are present, we can always say age is more than 17 years. Suppose these third molars are not present, that wisdom tooth is not present, then we have to exercise caution while fixing the upper limit. We cannot say less than 25 years because there could be a possibility of impacted wisdom tooth or agenesis. Agenesis means in certain individuals, third molar never erupt in their lifetime. That also common. So since the third molars are not present, we cannot say age is less than 25 years. You would be suffering from this agenesis. Similarly, the impacted tooth also, sometimes we cannot see the crown in the oral cavity. So we cannot assume third molar has not erupted. That impacted wisdom tooth has to be confirmed by taking the X-ray OPG, which is called orthopantomogram. Orthopantomogram, OPG, which is a single X-ray film showing all the teeth. We get a panoramic view of all the teeth in a single X-ray film, that is called OPG. That is to confirm whether the impacted wisdom tooth are there or not. Normally, after eruption of this permanent second molar, which occurs by 12 years, the jaw grows posteriorly to give room for the upcoming third molar. In some individuals, it doesn't occur. Jaw doesn't grow posteriorly. So what happens is there will be no space after the second molar teeth or inadequate space. That is called spacing of the jaw. This ramassa mandible and all growing posteriorly to provide space for the upcoming third molar that occurs after eruption of this permanent second molar, that is after 12 years, is called spacing of jaw. Spacing. So the second molars are there. We have to, by putting the index finger, see whether the adequate space is there or not behind the second molar. That is by putting the tip of the index finger. Then if the space is there, we have to feel whether it is soft or hard to feel. If it is soft, space is there, there may be agenesis. If it is hard, there may be that impacted wisdom tooth may be there, or crown may be still erupting. Now, suppose 8 molars are there more than 17 years. Then we have to take, if they are not present, to confirm agenesis or impacted wisdom tooth, we have to take orthopantomogram. What is meant by impacted wisdom tooth? As some individuals, the jaw doesn't grow posteriorly due to inadequate jaw space or total lack of jaw space. What happens is that third molar gets trapped inside the alveolar socket itself. The crown gets trapped inside the alveolar socket. It cannot come into the oral cavity. What happens is it may erupt obliquely. So it may puts pressure. It may impinges on the root of adjacent this second molar tooth, giving pain due to gingivitis, infections. All these occurs due to this impacted third molar. So what is impacted third molar is due to inadequate jaw space, the crown of the upcoming third molar cannot erupt into the oral cavity. It gets trapped inside the alveolar socket itself. That is called impacted wisdom tooth, which can be confirmed by OPG X-ray. So if the impacted third molar is seen, again we can keep the age is more than 17 years. Certain, because it is there. Certainly age is 17 years. Suppose the third molars are present, again with this X-ray we can make out whether the calcification of root of third molars are completed or not. Calcification of root of third molar is completed or not. That completion occurs between 18 and 25 years. If the third molars are present, whether impacted or normal, you have to take the X-ray to study the calcification completed or not, which occurs between 18 and 25 years. If it is completed, age can be kept as more than 18 years. If it is not completed, then less than 25 years. Here we can fix the upper limit. More than 18 years, less than 25 years. So, if the calcification of root is not completed, age is between 18 and 25 years, we can keep. So, since there is possibility of agenesis, if the second molars are present, no third molars are there, it is always safe to say age is more than 12 years because of this agenesis or that condition. So, this is how this age of eruption of this permanent teeth occurs. For remembering this age, we can keep this first molar as 6 years, then mean of these entrances are as 7 years, then mean of these laterances are as 8 years, then from the starting range for first premolar 9, then second premolar 10, then for canine tooth first number 11, then coming to second molar 12, like that. So 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 for remembering these various teeth. Don't use these single numbers during the exam. For exam purpose, for age estimation, we have to remember only the ranges we have to apply. This is just for remembering in case of confusion. 6, 7, 8. 7, 8 should be the average of this range, whereas this is 6, 9, 10, 11 and all starting numbers of these ranges. Similarly, this 12 also. For remembering this sequence of this eruption of permanent teeth, the mnemonic we are generally using is mama is in pain, papa can make medicine. That is M for first molar, I for central, second I for lateral incisors, P for first premolar, another this is for second premolar, canine, second molar, third molar in this sequence. So what is OPG? What is the expansion for OPG also? Sometimes the examiner may ask. And what is impacted wisdom tooth? When the calcification of root is completed, that can be seen only by X-ray. Coming to this, with this this knowledge of these various ages of eruption of both the temporary and permanent teeth, it may not sometimes always follow the uniformity. There are various factors influencing this normal age and eruption. For example, early eruption occurs in certain conditions. Various factors means like nutrition, environment, hereditary, like this may influence the eruption of these teeth. Early eruption occurs in cases of congenital syphilis, well-nourished babies, this macrosomia precox, eosinophil cell tumor, all this, hyperpituitarism, all this. Whereas delayed eruption than usual occurs due to ill-nourished babies, poorly nourished babies, then rickets, achondroplasia, cretinism, all these may give rise to delayed eruption of teeth. Now, let us move on to what are the various types of charting of teeth. For easy representation of the teeth, we are following a graphical or a numerical representation of the teeth, so that it can be transmitted to one place to other easily, the data form, as well as easy understanding, as a universal understanding of the presence of teeth. That is called charting, graphical representation of the teeth, charting or notation. Overall in the world, more than 150 methods of charting of teeth are there. Most commonly used ones are 5. For exam purpose, you should know 5 methods of charting of teeth. One is a universal system or Cunningham's system. It is followed in USA only, okay? USA only it is followed, not in other countries. Second is the Hader-Rupp system. Hader-Rupp system. Then Palmer's notation. Palmer's notation. It is not rotation, notation, NO. Then FDA system, which is the most commonly followed all over the world, and the exam also will get the chart based on FDA system. Sometimes for age estimation, living subjects may be kept. We have to inspect the oral cavity for the presence of temporary and permanent teeth. We have to find out whether the incisors or canines are temporary or permanent based on morphological features and all. Whereas charting sometimes may be given based on the FDA system. Then diagrammatic or anatomical chart. Diagrammatic or anatomical chart. These are the general 5 methods of this charting of teeth. Let us see what is a universal system, which is being followed only in USA. That is, I am dividing the upper and the lower jaws into 2 quadrants, okay, each. That is, for me it is my right hand, right side, okay. So right upper quadrant, right lower quadrant, left upper, left lower. You have to start giving a number from permanent third molar. For the permanent teeth, numbers are given starting from permanent third molar. 1, second molar 2, 3, towards midline. To 8 is a sentence. Again, proceeding further. from midline to lateral side 9, 10, ending in the third molar of the left upper quadrant 16. Then coming down directly in the left lower quadrant. Third molar of left quadrant 17, second molar 18. Two center incisor up to 24. Then from 25, 26 up to 32. So 1 to 32 in the clockwise manner. In each quadrant, the number are given starting from 1 and ending in the right, starting from right upper quadrant, ending in the right lower quadrant, in the clockwise fashion. Okay. This is for permanent teeth. For temporary teeth, which are 20 in number, to differentiate 1 to 32 these English, these numericals, we are giving English alphabets A, B, C, D, E, starting from right upper quadrant. Again, the same direction from the second molar, first molar canine, so lateral center incisors, then F, G, H, I, J, then K, L, M, and O, then P, Q, R, S up to T. So A to T, the numbers are given for the temporary teeth. Again, the clockwise fashion to differentiate from the permanent teeth. This is the universal system or Cunningham's system. Then comes the second method, that is Palmer's notation. Palmer's notation. What is that? Again, for permanent teeth, here instead of up to 32 numbers, to make it easier, only up to 8 numbers are given. But here, starting from midline to, not starting from here, starting from midline to lateral. Okay. Sentences are 1, 2, 3, up to third molar, 8 in the permanent teeth. 1, 2, up to 8. 1, 2, like this. Then how to differentiate these numbers? Here, for each quadrant, the symbol is been put like this. For this, like this. Here it is. This quadrant, left quadrant, this. Sorry. Like this. Like this. So this is how they are differentiated. Okay, each are different. Okay, if you put the symbols, if you look with the symbol, the number, it will be different. Similarly, for temporary teeth, again A, B up to E here. We are starting again from the midline. In contrast to this universal system, E like this. Here also same. Like this. Okay, same like this, but instead the English alphabets are given here. Third notation is the Hader system. Hader system. Here this also follows the same Palmer's principle only. 1, 2, up to 8. Instead of giving these symbols and all, which is somewhat confusing, here it is given plus and minus symbol. For upper quadrants, plus symbols, for both lower quadrants, minus symbols. Then how to put these symbols? Here the symbols have to be put towards midline. See here, for the right quadrants, it has to put before the number. See 1 plus, 2 plus, 3 plus, up to 8 plus, like this. Here 1 minus, 2 minus, 3 minus, 8 minus. For lower jaw, it is minus symbol here. You have to remember the symbols should always face the midline. Similarly, here plus 1, plus 2, plus 3, plus 8, minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, minus 8, like that. So whether it is 1 plus or plus 1, 1 minus or minus 1. In this way we can make out whether the teeth are of which quadrant. Similarly, for temporary teeth, instead we are giving number as 0, 1, 0, 2, 0, 3, no English alphabets, 0, 4, 0, 5, like that. Here, everywhere. Like this. Here also same principle. Plus, plus here. Minus, minus here. Okay. Here also minus. Okay. Same like here. Plus 0, 1, plus 0, 2 up to plus 0, 5. Minus 0, 1, minus 0, 2 up to minus 0, 5. Like that for permanent. See, somewhat relatively easier as you are seeing compared to Palmer's notation. Fourth is the FDA system, which is otherwise called a Federation Dentaire International Two-Digit System. Federation, not federal, Federation Dentaire International Two-Digit System. FBI. Okay. Here E should come, FDA system, that is Federation Dentaire International Two-Digit System. That is what most commonly followed. Exam also you get the charting based on this. So what is this FDA system? As it is otherwise called two-digit system, two numbers are given. Same like Palmer rotation, you have to write up to 8 from midline away 8, 1, 2, 8, 1, 2, 8, like this. Here for each quadrant they are differentiated by providing numbers starting from right upper quadrant 2, 1, then 2 for left upper quadrant, and 3 for left lower quadrant, 4 for right lower quadrant, that is for permanent teeth. For temporary teeth, same, that is starting from right upper 5, left upper 6, 7, then right lower 8. Again in the clockwise fashion like this, clockwise as you are saying, starting from right upper quadrant. So, where to put this number for permanent teeth? 1, 2, 3, 4. Na? That number has to be put in front of the number of that number for type of tooth. Na? That whether incisa, canine 1 to 8 are given. Na? In front of that 1, 1, 1. So 1, 1, 1, 2, 1, 3 up to 1, 8. Here for the left upper quadrant 2, that has to be prefixed before the number 2, 2, 2, 3 up to 2, 8. Similarly, for the left lower quadrant 3, 1, 3, 2, 3, 3 to 3, 8. Similarly, 4, 1, 4, 2 up to 4, 8. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Similarly, for temporary teeth 5, 1, 5, 2, 5, 3, 5, 5. Then 6, 1, 2, 6, 5. 7, 1, 2, 7, 5. 8, 1, 2, 8, 5. Like that. So this is the double digit system, otherwise called FDA system. This first digit, as you have seen, from the first digit what we can infer? From the first digit we can make out whether the tooth is temporary or permanent. If it is starting from 1 to 4, then it is a permanent teeth. If the number lies between 5 and 8, it is the temporary teeth. As well as we can tell in which quadrant the tooth is located by looking at the first number. 1 means right upper quadrant, 2 means left upper, 3 means left lower, 4th means right lower, like that. So 2 things we can infer. Whereas the second digit is indicate what type of tooth, that is whether incisor or canine, indicates a specific tooth. So what is FDA system is? Examiner may ask you what is mean by FDA system. It is a double digit system of charting of teeth or two digit system of charting of teeth, where the first digit indicates whether the tooth is temporary or permanent. Then the quadrant in which the tooth is located. Okay, it indicates the type of tooth that is temporary or permanent, as well as the quadrant in which the tooth is located. And the second digit indicates the specific tooth, that is incisor, canine, molar, etc. This is the FDA system. While talking with the FDA, talking about this FDA system, there is another system given in the some of the books, that is called modified FDA. This also same like FDA only, but here for permanent teeth, 1, 2, 3, 4. Instead of clockwise fashion, the zigzag fashion it is given. 1, 2, whereas for lower jaw, not 3, 4 like this. Here in the zigzag fashion, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Whereas for temporary teeth, 5, 6, 7, 8. Again in the zigzag fashion instead of clockwise fashion. It is a misnomer, that is a modified FDA. It is a misnomer and there is no such system in the world. Since in some of the books this modified FDA has been mentioned, you must know this. Examiner sometimes may ask this also, what is modified FDA and what is the difference between FDA and this one. Then lastly is the diagrammatic or anatomical chart, which is representing teeth in the form of pictorial diagrams, okay, in the form of diagrams showing occlusional surface, number of cusps, all these things. That is not important for you. Now let us move on to the exercise. How to find out age if the FDA system charting is provided. First, let us begin with one chart, that is 5-1, 5-2, 5-3, 5-4, 5-5. Then 8-1, 8-2, 8-3, 8-4, 8-5, 4-6. Here 6-1, 6-2, 6-3, 6-4, 6-5. Then 7-1, 7-2, 7-3, 7-4, 7-5. So the chart is given like this. First we have to see whether all the teeth are temporary or all the teeth are permanent, or it is a case of mixed dentition. So how to find out that? Looking for the first number only, as you have seen. Whether all are starting from 1, 2, 3, 4, all the teeth, then means all are permanent. If all the teeth first number is between 5 and 8, then it is a pure temporary teeth. Suppose if it is mixing, suppose like in this chart, not here, see all are 5, 6, 7, 8, but here 4 is there, that means it is one temporary tooth has erupted. So the number is some any number between 1 and 4 is there, or any number between 5 and 8 is there, and mixing of these are there, then it is mixed dentition. So the age should be between 6 and 11 years, like that. That is the clue. Now, if the mixed dentition is given like this, we have to start encircling the number permanent teeth alone in the sequence of eruption. The permanent teeth sequence eruption is the first molar, then central incisor, lateral incisor, then first premolar, second premolar, then canine, then second molar, third molar. This sequence we have to keep encircling that. See, first molar erupted, 4, 6 is here. Then no teeth is there, all temporary. That means first molar erupted only in the right lower quadrant. The remaining quadrants is not yet erupted. So how to arrive at the age? We have to mention what is the last dental event that has occurred. Last dental event that has occurred. What is the last dental event that has occurred? Here the last, see all the 20 temporary teeth are there. From 6 to 7 years, which is the normal age of eruption of this permanent first molar. It has erupted means the side should be at least 6 years. Okay. So last dental event occurred here is eruption of permanent first molar in the right lower quadrant. Here you have to write eruption of permanent or temporary. You have to mention. Okay. Permanent first molar in right lower quadrant. What is the normal age of eruption? In bracket write the normal age, 6 to 7 years. Here also you have to mention year or month like that. So what is the inference? Since it has erupted, take the lower limit. The general principle we have already discussed. Any other quadrant, any tooth is erupted, take the lower limit of that range. Since it has erupted, certainly child is more than 6 years like that. More than 6 years. We have to use the symbol like that. More than 6 years. What is the next dental event yet to occur? The next dental event yet to occur. You have to write like this fashion so that you won't get confusion. Examiner also, if they ask, you can simply show this how you arrive at the age. Otherwise, you have to remember all these things. So, next dental event yet to occur. After this, what you are expecting? Eruption of this permanent first molar and the remaining 3 quadrants except this right lower. Remaining 12 quadrants, the next event to follow this. No? So, again, you have to write here eruption of permanent first molar in other quadrants or remaining quadrants you can write, other quadrants, which is the, again write the normal range, 6 to 7 years, normal age of eruption. Then what is the age? Since it has not erupted yet, the age should be kept as below the upper limit. Because it is common, till 7 years it may erupt. It is delayed up to 7 years also. Since it has not erupted in other quadrants, take the upper limit, less than 7 years. So what is the age? Based on the findings, we have to deduce the narrowest range possible. For opinion, we have to deduce the narrowest range possible, smallest range. So 6 to 7 years. So based on the dental examination, age of the individual is more than 6 and less than 7 years, or simply write 6 to 7 years as the age, as the opinion. 6 to 7. Since it is one number, you can simply write instead of more than 6, less than 7. That also write. You can write simply 6 to 7 years also. This is how that age estimation has to be done. Let us see the another chart. Here it is 1 1. Here it is 1 2. Here 5 3, 5 4, 5 5. But here it is 1 6. Here it is 4 6. Then 8 5, 8 4, 8 3, 8 2. But here it is 4 1. Here also 2 1. 6 2, 6 3, 6 4, 6 5. Then here it is 2 6 are there. Then 4 1. Here we have completed. Here 3 1. 3 1, 7 2, 7 3, 7 4, 7 5. But here 3 6 is there. Generally we have to pronounce these numbers as 31. You should not pronounce as 31. Okay, we should pronounce instead as 31 because each number represents different facts as we have discussed. So ideally we have to denote these numbers as 3172 like that instead of 3172. Okay, that is the proper one because each number represents different facts. Now again see whether our first numbers all are of 1 2 3 4 or all are of 5 6 7 8. Here 5 some 1 2 3 4 also there and 6 7 is there, that it is a period of mixed dentition. Start from encircling from the first molar, a permanent tooth, and follow that sequence of eruption of permanent tooth, the first molar onwards. See 1 6 2 6. Start encircling that. Okay. Start encircling that. 1 6 2 6. Sorry. 1 6 2 6 3 6 4 6 in all quadrants. So all the first molars have erupted. Then center incision, that is the next tooth now after first molar, all permanent have erupted. Then look for lateral incisors. Here it is erupted, here it is not erupted because it is 6 2. Here also 7 2, it is temporary. Here also 8, it all temporary. Only one permanent here. Then move on to next sequence. Now you have to go for first premolar, whether it is there or not. Look for permanent first premolar. No, only the temporary first molar is there. First premolar not erupted. Had it been erupted, here it should have been say 1 4. Here also we have to see which is 2 4 3 4 4 4 like that. All 5 6 7 4, that means all are temporary first molars, not permanent first premolars. So this is the last dental event. What is the last dental event? What circle we have lastly put? That is the last dental event that has occurred. You have to write like that in the previous exercise. Last dental event that has occurred. That is the eruption of permanent what? Lateral incisor. Permanent or temporary you have to mention. Permanent lateral incisor, which quadrant? In right, no, it is right upper quadrant. What is the normal age of eruption? Lateral incisor 7 to 9 years. So age is, since it has erupted more than 7 years, that's the lower limit. What is the next dental event yet to occur? Again, eruption of permanent lateral incisors. Here, lateral incisors. Because only one quadrant it has erupted. In the remaining quadrants or other quadrants, you can write like that. Remaining quadrants. Again, put in bracket normal age of eruption 7 to 9 years, since it has not erupted less than 9 years. So, what is the age now? Based on the inference, age is more than 7, less than 9 years. Age is more than 7 years, put some colon, less than 9 years. You can write, you should not use a symbol in the opinion, avoid symbols and all, write in the proper words. Age of the, based on the dental examination, age of the individual is greater than 7 years and lesser than 4 years, or more than 7 years and less than 9 years. Okay, greater than or lesser than, or simply more than 7 years, less than 9 years, like that. Then you move on to next dental exercise, that is 1 6 4 6. Here 1 1 1 2 5 3 5 4. Here same. Whereas here see you have to add these things. Better upload these things. Yeah. So So same 1 1 1 2 5 3 5 4 5 5 1 6. Here 4 1 4 2. Here it is 4 2 8 3 8 4 8 3. It is sorry. It is 4 4. Here it is 4 5 4 6. 4 1 4 2 8 3 4 4 4 5 4 6. Here 2 1 not 6 2 here 2 2 6 3 6 4 6 5 2 6 3 1 3 2 7 3 3 4 here 3 4 7 5 3 6. A chart like this can be given. Again same principle. Start encircling the first molar starting from permanent first molar 1 6 2 6 3 6 4 6 all have erupted in all quadrants and sentences are 1 2 3 4 permanent. Here 1 2 2 2 3 2 4 2. Skip the canine. Go for permanent first premolar. Any 1 to 4 numbers are there. Oh, here 5 4 no, but here 4 4 is there erupted. Here 6 4 not erupted. Here but here 3 4 lower jaw both these first premolars erupted. Then see the other numbers also. Whether any permanent tooth erupted here for permanent premolar, second premolar erupted here, but here not erupted. Here it is 6 5 not erupted. 5 5 not erupted. So only one quadrant it has erupted. Here both quadrants erupted. First premolar, second premolar erupted only in the right lower quadrant. Right? Yeah. That's all. All the canines 5 6 7 8 all are temporary. So where the circles we have put here, only some quadrants, that is 4 4 3 4 then 4 5, that's all, these three. So what is the last dental event that has occurred? The last dental event is the eruption of permanent first premolar. Okay, first premolar in the in both lower quadrants, or in lower jaw you can write in both lower quadrants, or lower jaw simply you can write in lower jaw. What is the normal age of eruption of permanent first premolar? 9 to 11 years. So age is more than 9 months. Another event also has occurred. Here 4 5, that also you have to mention. So the last dental events you have to write. Last dental events you have to write. Because two events have occurred. One is this one. Second is again eruption of permanent second premolar. Here second premolar in which quadrant? Only one quadrant, in the right lower quadrant. What is the normal age? 10 to 12 years. So what is the age more than 10 years? Keep the lower limit. Here also keep the lower limit, more than 9, more than 10. The next dental events. Here also two events are there. Next dental events yet to occur. What is the next dental events yet to occur? Here eruption of same permanent first premolar in upper quadrants. Okay, in upper quadrants or upper jaw you can write. What is the normal age? 9 to 11 years. So age is more than, age is, since it has not yet erupted, take the upper limit. Age is less than 11 years. Similarly, we have to mention about this eruption of permanent second premolar. Okay. Eruption of permanent second premolar in remaining quadrants, only in right lower quadrant, remaining quadrants. remaining quadrants. This is the normal 10 to 12 years is the normal age of eruption of permanent second premolar. So since it is not erupted less than 12 years. Now with this we have to come to the final age. As I told, age has to be reduced to the narrowest limit possible. So we have to narrowest range. What is the age? More than 9, more than 10. Here less than 11, less than 12. What is the narrowest range possible? We have to keep the maximum greater than. It is 9, 10. What is a bigger number? 10. Keep that is more than 10 years. What is the smallest lesser than number here? 11 or 12. 11 is the smallest number. So biggest greater than, smallest lesser than number. So that is the narrowest range possible. Instead of giving 9 to 12 years, better to give 10 to 11 years. Okay, narrowest range, that will be more helpful. So anyway, we have to take into account for age estimation, radiological examination. Person is in the post-pubertal period and all this development of anti-sexual characters also to further narrow down the range. So what is the age here? Age of the individual is based on the dental examination more than 10 years, less than 11 years. This is for this chart. This is the age. More than 10 years, less than 11 years. That is the narrowest range possible here. Now move on to the next chart, that is draw the new one. Here 6-1, 6-2, 6-3, 6-4, 6-5 and 2-6, 3-1, 7-2, 7-3, 7-4, 7-5, 3-6, 5-1, 5-2, 5-3, 5-4, 5-5, 1-6, 8-1, 8-2, 8-3, 8-4, 8-5, 4-6, like this. So start encircling the number now, starting from first molar 1-6, 4-6, 2-6. So erupted in all quadrants. Then sentences are no 5-1, 6-1, but here 3-1. Encircle it. So 3-1 here. Okay, it is 3-1. Encircle it. 3-1. Here and all it's not erupted. Come to later instances are also 5-2, 8-2, 6-2, all are temporary. So we need not proceed further. So others also should be temporary only. So what is the last dental event? Eruption of permanent first or a permanent central incisor. No? Permanent central incisor in which quadrant? In the left lower quadrant. What is the normal age of eruption of central incisor? 6 to 8 years. No? So age is more than 6 years. Okay, more than 6 years. This is erupted in only left lower quadrant. Remaining quadrants not yet erupted. So the last is one. What is the next dental event yet to occur? Again, eruption of permanent central incisors in remaining quadrants or other quadrants. So what is the normal age? 6 to 8 years. So age is less than 8 years. So what is the age now? More than 6 years, less than 8 years. More than 6, less than 8. Okay. So that is the age. More than 6 years, less than 8 years. For this chart, I think you have understood this. You have to start proceeding from the permanent teeth, starting from this first molar. That's all. Here it is 1 1 1 2, but 5 3 5 4 5 5 1 6, right. Here also 4 1 4 2 8 3, but here 4 4 8 5 4 6 2 1 2 2 6 3 6 4 6 5 2 6. Here also 3 1 3 2 7 3 7 4 7 5 3 6. Okay, 3 6. Here also 2 6, like that. So again it is a case of mixed dentition, as it is obvious. Then it is again start circling this first molar erupted, null quadrants, center incisors erupted, all 1 2 3 4. Later incisors here erupted, here, here. Skip the canine. 5 4 permanent. Here 4 4. So permanent first premolar erupted here. Here all temporary. The second premolar 5 5 6 5 7 5. Only here erupted. Permanent first premolar erupted in the lower jaw. Okay. Erupted in the lower jaw only for this chart. So remaining all are temporary only, we are not encircled that. So what is the last eruption of permanent? What is 4 4? Central lateral canine first premolar, permanent first premolar. In which quadrant? Right, lower quadrant. So age is, what is the normal age of this first premolar? 9 to 11 years. So age is more than 9 years. Next is yet to occur eruption of permanent first premolars in other quadrants or remaining quadrants. So again age is 9 to 11, since it is not erupted less than 11 years. So age is more than 9 years, less than 11 years. That is the age. More than 9 years, less than 11 years. That is the age for this. So that like this, we have to find out the age. Suppose any tooth is erupted in certain quadrants, not in all quadrants, then the age should be kept between that range only. Okay. Suppose permanent second molar, which erupts between 12 to 14 years, erupt only in the lower jaw, not in upper jaw, age should be kept as between 12 to 14 years, like that. Then sometimes the exam may confuse you like this. Say for example 5 1, 5 2, 5 3, 5 4, 5 5. Similarly 6 1, 6 2, 6 3, 6 4, 6 5, 7 1, 7 2, 7 3, 7 4, 7 5. 8 1, 8 2, 8 3, 8 4, 8 5. See, look, all are temporary teeth. So what is the last dental event here? Just to put the tick mark here, say lower central erupted, upper central and upper lateral erupted. The same sequence, lower lateral erupted. This gives the canine. First molar erupted. Then lastly second molar, then canine erupted. Then lastly the second molar erupted. So after first molar come to canine, then second. All have erupted. So what is the last dental event? Here, the last dental event is the eruption of permanent, this temporary second molar, eruption of temporary second molar. Okay. What is the age? Normal 20 to 30 months. So age is more than 20 months. What is the next dental event yet to occur? By 6 years, next event we are expecting is the eruption of a permanent first molar here. Here 1 6, 2 6, 3 6, 4 6. Here nothing is there. So that is the next event yet to occur is the eruption of permanent first molar. permanent first molar that occurs between 6 to 7 years. So age should be less than 7 years. As it's not erupted, it is the upper limit, less than 7 years. So what is the age? More than 20 months, less than 7 years. When sometimes the charts of pure temporary teeth, all temporary teeth are given. So with this we can, with this we have found out how to arrive at the age if the charts are provided. Now moving on to certain medical legal importance of age. Okay. Other medical legal importances of age other than estimation of age. As far as age is concerned, after 21 years, age estimation can be done by doing Gustafson's method or Gustafson's formula. What is Gustafson's method? That is based on the degenerative changes that occur after 21 years. Some 6 changes have been given in the book. APSRTC is the mnemonic, adhesion, parodontosis, anti-dentin, all these. By applying that Gustafson's formula, we can estimate the age after 21 years, but drawback of this is applicable only in dead individuals as well as skeletonized bodies, not in living, because root transparency, cementum position can be studied only after extraction of the tooth, which cannot be done in the living. Then this what is forensic odontology we have discussed. Then what are the differences between temporary and permanent dentition? Temporary teeth are smaller in size except these temporary molars, which are relatively larger compared to permanent premolars replacing them. Whereas permanent teeth are generally bigger in size compared to temporary teeth except the temporary permanent premolars, which are smaller compared to temporary molars. Then coming to crown, that color is china white or milky white in color, whereas in permanent teeth it is dull white or ivory white in color. Then coming to neck is more constricted. Neck part is more constricted in temporary teeth, whereas less constricted in the permanent teeth. Coming to roots are smaller and more divergent in case of temporary tooth, whereas roots are bigger and less divergent in case of this permanent tooth. Temporary teeth are 20 in number, permanent teeth are 32 in number, that you know. Then coming to this X-ray, if it is a temporary tooth, the tooth gem of the permanent tooth will be seen underneath. Okay, germination center or tooth bud or tooth gem, that will be seen underneath of permanent tooth. If it is there, it is a temporary tooth. If it is not there, then it is a permanent tooth. That is by X-ray confirmation. Okay. Normally, what happens is that temporary tooth is, suppose it is there, then the first crown of this permanent tooth starts forming underneath the root of that. Then the root of permanent tooth will start growing. It goes in the downward direction in the mandibular tooth and upward direction in the maxillary tooth. Since it is going down and down, the crown will start moving up gradually. Simultaneously, the resorption of that root of the temporary tooth also occurs, gradually decreasing in size as the crown is moving upwards. At one stage, only crown remains, which is unsupported because of lack of root. Then as the crown is now moving upwards due to going downwards direction of this root, it pushes the crown of the temporary tooth, then it will fall off. Then that crown of that permanent tooth will be seen appearing in the oral cavity. This is how the eruption occurs. The unsupported crown of the temporary tooth falls off. Once the functional occlusion occurred, complete occlusion, functional occlusion happened, then that growth of this root stops and there is no further growth of the permanent tooth. This is how this eruption occurs. Generally, the tooth germination occurs of temporary tooth 4 to 5 months. Okay, 4 to 5 months of gestation of intrauterine life for temporary teeth. whereas permanent teeth just occurs before birth, just occur before birth for permanent teeth. Germination. This is how the development of tooth occurs. During birth, we can see the rudiment of all the temporary tooth and permanent first molar. Permanent first molar and rudiments of all 20 temporary teeth will be seen in the X-ray at birth. Okay, at birth. Only first molar permanent is seen. This we have to keep in mind. Later only other permanent teeth will be developing. Then coming to determination of race from tooth. Shovel-shaped incisors are seen in Europeans. Sorry, this Mongolites. Mongolites have shovel shape, whereas chisel shape incisors are seen in Europeans. Okay, Europeans. Mongolites, you know that Chinese, Japanese, Vietnamese, Thais, Burmese, all and all Mongolites. Then parabolic cusp or tubercle. What is that? Carabellis cusp. Okay, Carabellis cusp. C-A-R-A-B-E-L-L-I. Carabellis cusp or tubercle. That means presence of additional cusp at the mesiopalatal angle. The mesiopalatal angle of the maxillary first permanent molar that have an additional cusp at the mesiopalatal angle, that is called Carabellis cusp, which is seen in the Caucasians. C for Carabellis, C for Caucasians race or Europeans. In 70 to 75 to 85% of Europeans have this Carabellis cusp that indicates race. So race determination can be done. Generally, teeth are well preserved as they are being resistant to decomposition as well as resistant to heat or fire. They are well preserved in case of burnt bodies, decomposed bodies, helping for identification. Okay. From the tooth, we have found out how to determine age both on dental eruption as well as Gustafson's method. Then sex can be determined from the tooth pulp cells by looking for bar bodies, which are type of sex chromatins, bar bodies, which are present only in female sex, as well as by detecting sex-specific banding pattern of DNA profile from X and Y chromosomes. X or Y chromosomes DNA banding pattern differs. Based on that, sex can be identified from the DNA profiling from the tooth pulp cells as well as bar bodies from the tooth pulp cells. Bar bodies are present only in female. Generally, in the male, for the first permanent molar, the mandibular first molar has 5 cusps, whereas mandibular first molar has 4 cusps in case of female. As far as identification is concerned, the ABO blood grouping can be done from the tooth pulp cells, and the DNA fingerprinting also can be done from the tooth pulp cells, which are except identical univolar twins, DNA profile can be made out. Exactly fix the identity from the tooth. So in case of explosions, mass disasters, burnt victims, the teeth are preserved, DNA profile are helpful for identification. Then, in case of congenital syphilis, 2 types of teeth are common. One is Hutchinson's teeth. Examiner will ask you what is Hutchinson's teeth. Hutchinson's teeth. That is nothing but notched center incisors. Notched center incisors, especially in the maxillary jaw, they are seen in congenital syphilis, where there is early eruption. Child may be born with a permanent center incisors first, instead of temporary center incisors. Other is the Fournier's tooth or mulberry molars. Fournier's teeth are mulberry molars. Like mulberry, you know, there are multiple cusps in the first molar. Okay, multiple cusp in the first molar. The occlusional surface, multiple cusps will be there. That is called Fournier's teeth or mulberry molar, which are again present in the congenital syphilis. Again, permanent first molar will be there. So congenital syphilis, early eruption of teeth occur than the normal. Then cause of death can be detected from the color changes in the tooth, like in case of chronic lead poisoning, blue colored line in the gum margins of the tooth called a Bartonian line. In chronic mercury poisoning also, lead mercury, Bartonian's line is there. Then from the color changes in the tooth, like in case of sulfuric acid poisoning, teeth are turned chalky white in color, chalky white, pure white, chalky white in color. Whereas in case of nitric acid poisoning, it is a yellowish in color. You know that xanthophotic reaction occurring in nitric acid, yellow colored tooth, chalky white, yellow color, based on the color changes. Then fracture or dislocation of the tooth, fracture or dislocation. That means it is a grievous hurt. As per section 320 of IPC. As per section 320 IPC Indian Penal Code, fracture or dislocation occurs, then the person is charged for causing grievous hurt. Even dislocation of the strong, well located tooth, if it is even dislocated, loosened due to assault, then that offender is charged for grievous hurt, causing grievous as per 320 IPC. Even a fracture of not entire tooth need to occur, even fracture of enamel also sufficient to constitute grievous hurt. Then habits can be detected from tooth examination, like the presence of dark brown colored stains on the lingual surface, the inner surface of the tooth, especially incisors and all. They are pointing towards the smokers, okay? Smokers and all will show that type of brown staining on the inner aspects of the anterior teeth. Similarly, occupation can be made out by seeing these notches, like Hutchinson's teeth, notched incisors due to, in cases of cobblers, tailors, due to repeated holding of the needles between the incisors, both upper and lower incisors may show these notches, defects, also somewhat serrated borders like that. So the occupation can be made out. So habits, occupation, grievous hurt is very important. Then cause of death with heavy metal poisoning, then identification with the DNA profile, ABO blood grouping, then from identification from race, sex, age, all we have discussed. These are the salient medical legal importance. Of course, from the bite marks also, bite marks are important. Suppose the bite marks on the foodstuff or any fruits and all, from that impressions, by making cast, that from that offender can be identified if there are any tooth peculiarities matching with that of that bite mark impressions in the foodstuff. Bite marks on the humans, especially involving breast or private areas, that indicate it is a sexual assault.